Mars, the fourth planet in our solar system, has been a huge source of intrigue for quite a while now. There have been several theories on what its constituents are, and several more on how it could be potentially habitable. Can humans live on Mars? Can Mars support civilization? Is there life form already existing there? Contained within the mysteries of the red planet are the answers to these questions. However, a fair attempt at answering these questions can definitely be made. And in this video, we will try to address those questions. Mars is surely the next best candidate in our solar system for supporting life. It exists at a distance that is neither too far nor too near to the Sun, which is technically called the Goldilocks zone. The surface properties as examined by scientists also seem to suggest a possibility for the existence of life on Earth. Mars could provide us with the answer to whether life is prevalent in the universe or is only exclusive to the Earth. The proximity and several similarities to Earth make Mars a very prime candidate. Most investigations of Mars have been carried out through telescopic observations and probes. Scientists have recognized certain habitability factors whose values could provide us with valuable information to determine whether life can be supported on Mars or not. These habitability factors are water, chemical environment, energy for metabolism, and conducive physical conditions. The right combinations of the values for these habitability factors would mean that life can definitely exist on Mars. There are many similarities that Mars shares with Earth, and due to which it has been a major reason for all the speculation around its potential to support life. Conditions such as sunlight and temperature are very similar to that of the Earth's, and no other planet or even the moon in the solar system has a greater similarity than that of Mars with the Earth. Perhaps the most promising sign of the possibility of life on Mars is the existence of water on the planet. There has been conclusive evidence to suggest that water exists on Mars. Presence of water is necessary, but not a sufficient condition to sustain life. The fact that water exists on Mars is extremely promising and exciting. Most of the water on Mars exists in the form of ice. Some water also exists in the form of vapor in the atmosphere, and an even smaller amount exists in the form of liquid. The polar ice caps on Mars contain the most amount of water. The northern ice cap of Mars is called Planum boreum, while its southern counterpart is called Planum australe. It is calculated that if all the ice in the southern polar cap melted, it would be sufficient to cover the entire planetary surface of Mars to a depth of 36 feet. The presence of the northern polar ice cap was confirmed by NASA's Phoenix lander in 2008. This shows that water is available in abundance on Mars and could help sustain life on Earth. These discoveries are nothing short of radical and could go a long way in helping humanity understand Mars, which would enable easier colonization. Mars is definitely several times colder than the Earth. Temperatures could drastically lower values on Mars, which could prove detrimental to human life. The surface temperatures on Mars lies in the range minus 87 degrees Celsius to minus 5 degrees Celsius. And this certainly would pose a problem to human habitation. Despite findings of water on Mars, the quantity of water is a source of concern. In order to facilitate the needs of the current population on the Earth, Mars would need several times the amount of water that is estimated to have. Martian atmosphere also contains 95% carbon dioxide, 3% nitrogen, and 1.6% argon. The amount of oxygen in the atmosphere is a meager 0.4% according to estimation, and this is a very serious problem. Mars also has a thin atmosphere that does not block out ultraviolet radiation coming from the sun. These radiations are extremely harmful and could cause several deformities in human beings. Global dust storms as well are common throughout the year on Mars, and surviving these dust storms and their effects on the planet would be a very challenging task. These storms could leave the planet covered with dust and prevent sunlight from reaching the surface. There have been several impeding factors that prevented missions that aim at the full exploration of Mars. These space programs, intended on discovering truths about life and space, require extremely large amounts of money. The notion is that it is moronic to be spending such exorbitant amounts of money and resources on something that could prove to be futile. There is no guaranteeing that the results from these explorations will prove to be positive. Therefore, there is a considerable amount of risk involved with these programs. There are already enough problems on the Earth that need addressing and need sorting out. The search for planets that would enable humans to be spacefaring species would prove to be a self-inflicted problem. A problem that is brought upon us during times when there exists many other problems that need addressing. Mark Zuckerberg, the founder of Facebook, once said that the biggest risk is not taking any risk. In a world that is really changing quickly, the only strategy that is guaranteed to fail is not taking risks. He certainly makes a point, and maybe exploration of Mars is a risk worth taking. It is certainly a high risk reward scenario. But when the reward is as lucrative as it is in the case of Mars exploration, then it would seem too ridiculous to not take the risk as well. After all the pros and cons of exploration of Mars that have been discussed in the video, the only question now that lingers is humanity willing to take a punt and explore Mars, or is humanity going to be perpetually confined to the curtailments of the Earth? And while you leave this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel in the bottom right hand corner, and make sure you leave a like on this video as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.